Hi, all. It's Susan Winter. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. And thank you. If you haven't already subscribed and you do like this information, please do so. Click the little button and put on the notification bell so you know when there's a live show or a new video coming out. Let's talk today about resentment, that kind of nagging, gnawing feeling that you have when somebody who promised to do better, who should have done better, didn't treat you well, or did well and suddenly flipped the entire situation and left you without any explanation. The resentment you can have over the treatment you've received, and that no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to let go of this. It's a burden. It hurts. It weighs you down. It affects your mentality. I'm going to read an email that I got from one of my video requests from Karolina. So here we go. Karolina, this one's for you. How to let go of resentment of the things you didn't do with your partner, since he didn't want to do it with you, but was willing to do it with his current partner, like vacations and other moments that you shared together and wanted to share together. I wanted to gather good memories while we had a short time together. I'm also resentful because he used me. I was always there for him when he needed me. He never did anything for me. And I always heard about his happy times later on. Carolina. That's a negative situation. You have every reason to be upset. Um, it sounds like it was a short-term relationship. No, there's no judgment there. Many relationships are. He showed his unpredictable nature. He didn't have the mentality to stay through the relationship and work things through. And maybe he just unfortunately wanted a test drive, and was ready to go. But here's the thing. When we compare what they are doing with their new partner, I don't know where you're getting this information, but if you're getting it on his Instagram or his Facebook page or TikTok or wherever you're going, it always sounds better than it is. People tend to be who they are consistently. It is true, I must admit, that certain individuals bring out certain qualities within us. That's true. There can be people that bring out the worst in us and people that bring out the best in us. But if you find somebody that mistreated you and treated you poorly and had a radical change of plan, left you without any kind of warning, and has done this and dropped you and just decided to go someplace else, how do you know that that isn't a part of their nature? That they would consistently do this, including to the other person, because we are who we are, right? If it's in them to be able to do that, you can be mad. You can be mad at them. You can be mad at the situation, but you didn't lose anybody valuable. I'm really sorry that that's the experience you had with this person, but don't fool yourself and add dynamite to your resentment already and think that she is getting the best of him now, because she's getting what you already know him to be. And it's just a matter of time until he either tires of her or finds somebody new to play with or lets her down. So part of extricating ourselves from the resentment is to admit that we're angry, admit that we were treated poorly, see if there's anything in ourselves that can be amended to stop this from happening next time. Meaning, did I let them overrun my boundaries because I was trying to play nice in the beginning? Was I unclear about what I was looking for? And maybe they thought, hey, this is just a short-term relationship. Did I settle for behavior early on and not call it out and let this person think that this is the way they could treat me? Did I carry some kind of self-defeating behavior? Now, again, I'm not blaming you, but these are questions to ask ourselves to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Because if you feel used, chances are that you were an overgiver. It's short term, by your own admission. Did you jump too much into the dream? Did you pick carefully to make sure that this is a person that wants a long-term committed relationship? You see, part of it is our filtration system. Part of it is that people are just that way nowadays. So I don't want to make this all on you, but getting rid of the resentment oftentimes will mean that resentment is compacted. And if we keep having the same experience over and over again, guess what? Yes, there are people out there that are less respectful. That is true. But if we keep attracting the same people and there's no shift in us, then there is our end of the responsibility that we need to look at. Did we filter closely enough? Did we take enough time to observe their behavior? Did we really sit back and not let our emotions and our desire to be in partnership make us leap forward and invest emotionally in a relationship that, they didn't really prove that they were capable of doing? So these are questions for you. And in the act of dissecting these questions, you're going to lose the resentment because you'll be busy looking at your own participation in this, not to make yourself feel worse, but to encourage you that there is a way to amend some of what you're doing to not attract this again. Now, I know many people feel used, and that comes from a victim mentality, and it can indeed be true. Maybe it's true, but I don't think there are that many cruel, sick people out there that really rub their hands together and think, this is what I'm going to target and use. Certainly, there are opportunists and scammers. We know that. But chances are they got into something for which they were not suited. They didn't have the disposition. They didn't have the desire. Basically, they did not want what you wanted. So to get rid of this from happening in the future, take your time, slow down the pace, really filter the applicants who come in as prospective partners, slow down the sex if you have to. If that makes somebody bolt right away, it clearly shows you that that's all they wanted. Don't let your dreams and hopes leap forward so that you paint the canvas with colors that aren't there. And that should help you next time. Releasing resentment is difficult. Part of the way that is the most effective is to realize that the person we're really angry at is ourselves, because we let ourselves down from loving them. We let ourselves down in the act of loving them, that somehow we did this to ourselves, right? So when you start to realize it is what it is, the best thing you can do, if somebody has used, abused, lied to you, betrayed you, hurt you, to pick up the pieces and start again. Because they may have hurt you once, they may have used you once, but every time you reinvest in that resentment, you're letting them win again. And the best revenge is to wash yourself clean of these things, because this resentment keeps you locked in that person's energy field. It keeps you trapped to a negative experience. It happened. Make the adjustments you need to. Maybe there are no adjustments. Maybe it's all on them. Wash your hands of it. Move forward. You're a little wiser, a little more cautious, filtering a little more clearly, and go on with your brilliant life. This one person doesn't get this much attention. They don't deserve this much of your energy. I really hope that helps you. That's the way to unlock. Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net. Chat me up if you want a consultation. I do the one and done. You got a problem? Let's do it now. Get it done with. You can also take a look at the dating games guide, which is really brilliant. The link is here. I want you to take a look at that because it is the culmination of all the dating games and all the moves that they're doing. Somebody who is going to play you, try to play you, want to play you, use you. You're going to catch it. You're going to sniff it out before it even happens. So that's a really valuable tool. Also, take a look at Breakup Triage, the cure for heartache. For those of you who've been dumped suddenly, unexpectedly, and you're really having a tough time dealing with it, that applies directly to this conversation as well. I suggest the audio booklet. It's free on Audible. If you have a subscription, it's a couple dollars on Amazon. The link is here. So take a look at that because that's the best 33 minutes of the audio booklet that gets you right through the pain. Thanks a lot. Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net.